Hello. Who's there? Anybody there? Hi, Shelly. It's only 7:01, so I'm good this time. Much better this time, right, Shelly? I got it at 7:01. So. All right, we're just gonna wait for more people to jump on. And so, hold on, let me see if I can. Okay, raw. Okay. No, I didn't want to hold it. So it just wait. What just happened there? Oh. I'm not sure why I am looking at a video. Hold on. No. Okay, hold on. Flipped me. Eventually, I'm gonna get this right, guys. Hold on. I just flipped me. That's better. That's better, Shelly. All right, so if you are new, if you didn't join us for the last live video, do me a favor and type a 1. If this is your first live video, type a 1. So I can see who is new joining us. Hi, Susie. Okay, Kelly. Ginny. I haven't seen Kelly and Ginny active in the group. This is a small group, and the purpose of this small group is to be like, intimate, like getting to know each other and learning from each other. So I'm calling you out now that you haven't been active in the group, but I'm glad you're here today. Hi, Susie. So, welcome, Kelly. I think you're gonna like this little group. The idea with having a small group is to not have so many people where people don't participate in the group. So sometimes when groups have way too many people, people just linger in the group and you don't learn anything. That's not the goal for this group. So, all right. So, I'm going to wait one more minute, and then I'm going to go on. While we're just waiting, if you have questions, type them in, because I'm watching. Gotta tell you, it's so weird. I don't know if you guys do live videos, but I'm watching myself on 2 screens, and it's a little weird. One is delayed, so yeah, it's awkward. Okay, so if you have questions, be sure to type them in, and I'll be able to see them and answer them. And, the goal is to obviously give you guys a lot of information so that you'll be able to ask questions if I didn't, if I didn't answer your questions as we go along. Shelly, we're going to talk about that. um, you want to know how much to sell your items for. That's a good question, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I actually have this whole like 45-minute video breaking down like profits, breaking down how to utilize all of your fabric, how to be able to get the most from that fabric, and learning how to price your items. So don't worry, don't think you're terrible at it, because let me just make a note to refer back to that, because um, knowing how to price your items really depends on a lot of different things, which we're going to talk about today as well. I was laughing at Kelly's note. She's at work being sneaky. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so like I said, I have a 45-minute video that I created. I am not going to put it on YouTube because one, it's not for everyone to see. It's for the small select group that has asked me to put together information to teach you how to sew to sell, people that inquired about it. And I have on my YouTube some of my customers that, they're repeat customers, but they like to, see how I make products. But not only that, I don't want to put things on the YouTube that talks about things like this, like profit. Okay. It's just something that you shouldn't discuss with your customers either, unless you are going to let them know that, you wait to buy fabric when it's on sale. That's okay for you to tell them, but you don't want to tell them, all the ins and outs of what you pay for items, because then they'll think that they can lowball your cost, lowball your product, and you don't want that either. Okay, so let's start off with first thing. One, why are you sewing? I think you have to think about when we have stores out here like the Dollar Tree, when you have stores like Walmart, places that can sell items for very cheap. I think you have to think to yourself, why am I creating this product when people can go and get it at the store for a cheaper price? And although we may love to do things for fun, for therapeutic reasons, maybe we're just home, maybe we're home and we want to have a new hobby. Maybe, maybe you received a handmade gift and, you're like, oh, I'd love to do that. Knowing how to price your items, you have to think, okay, I love to sew, but will everybody like this item? And why should they buy it from me when they can go to Dollar Tree or Walmart? So you have to think, one, you're sewing because you're creative, you have an item in mind, you have a product in mind that you already know you want to make, or two, like you've joined my channel and you're like, oh, I can do that. Like, oh, people would like that. I want to make that. I haven't seen that product in the store. Three, the idea that if you've ever picked up some items that come from China, they rip apart. They're thin. They're not really good. Sometimes the stitching comes out and you're just like, wow, this is what I paid for. This is the difference between if you were to buy clothes at Walmart versus if you were to pay a little bit more for that product and maybe go to Target, or if you went to TJ Maxx, where they sell Lord & Taylor or New York & Company, right? So quality. One of the things that I stress in videos is don't rush through when you're sewing a product. Iron your product, top stitch your product. People will always be willing to pay for that product if they see, oh, Well, not only can I not find this fabric, at, Walmart or Target, but look at the top stitching on this. This is iron. This is thick. This is good quality stuff. That's what they're going to want to pay for. Okay. You have to think, okay, think about this. I always tell people, think about the word Tom, the name Tom, right? Tom. Okay. I always tell my customers, I love when I am on the top, that's T, of, that's O, mind, their mind, top of mind. That means when they have a birthday coming up, when they have a party going on at their house and they want new placemats, when they are, thinking of Christmas gifts, I am on the top of their mind. Tom, you always want to be on the top of mind because that customer will keep coming back to you. Okay. And when they come back to you, right, you know that you've created a quality product. You gave them something they couldn't find anywhere else. And not only that, but you know that you gave them excellent customer service because they're coming back to you again. You're on the top of their mind. Okay, that's Tom. Now, don't be an ass. What does that mean? Well, an ass, don't be an ass. It means don't be ASS. Always selling something. Don't be an ass. If you are going to have a business, if you are thinking about selling your products, okay? Yeah, I said it, guys. I said it. Don't be an ass. If you are thinking about selling your products on your Facebook page, okay, as an example, create a page, create a business page. If someone is on your Facebook, yes, you want to be able to sell to your friends and your family, but your personal Facebook is where you put your pictures out of your family or, I don't know about you guys, but I'm very selective with who I let on my Facebook page. I don't let everybody on my Facebook page. I have a very small number. I think I have like 200. And those are people that I speak to on a regular basis or my family. But you don't want to turn on someone's Facebook. I'm pretty sure you don't want to go onto your Facebook and always see somebody trying to sell you something, always selling something. Ass, right? You don't want to be that person because it's quite annoying. At that point, you just have like advertisements everywhere you scroll on your Facebook. Okay. So you want to create that product that your customers are going to love and that they want to come back to you, but they don't want things thrown in their face all the time. I promise you, if you create that really good product, okay, and we'll get into that step by step, but if you create that really good product, you don't have to be always selling something. They'll come back to you because you'll be on the top of their mind. You'll be Tom, top of mind. Okay. Now, why do I say that? Because when you think about why you sew in the first place, right? You're going to take the time and effort to use the right products, meaning the right supplies. And when you use those right supplies, they're going to see that it's going to last not just a few weeks, not just a week, not just a few weeks. They're going to see that time after time, it's been months, it's been over a year that they have a particular product that you made that they love. They would have washed that thing over and over and over again. And guess what? It's still in top condition. And that's when they're going to come to you, okay, in order to buy that product that, that they loved. Okay. So when we start thinking about how you can make a profit from what you're going to sew, you got to start off thinking, okay, what makes me different? Okay. And what's going to make you different is using patterns, using fabrics that you don't see everywhere. You're going to get fabrics from different places, different types of fabrics, okay, different patterns, some colors. Some people love colors. What's most important when you think about selling your products, okay, is whether you choose to go to a vending market or whether you choose to post on a separate Facebook page, you're going to interact with your customers and you're going to find out what they like. Take a moment, whether you're at vendors markets or online, take a moment to figure out, who are they? What do they like? What can I offer them? Oh, Janie's son plays baseball? Well, guess what? I know that she's a baseball mom. He might need a water bottle holder. He might need, a net cooler to keep him cool. She might need one when she's on the baseball field, okay, when she's watching him. Well, get some cool baseball fabric patterns from the store. They sell baseball patterns. If you know the family love horses, if you know that the family owns a farm, if you know that maybe the husband is a astronaut, get NASA fabric. Get something space related. You want to sew not just for the things that you like, not just for patterns that you like. You're not sewing for yourself. You are sewing for other people. You're sewing to sell your products, not to fill your home, your room, and your space with a whole bunch of different products. Okay? So you can't sew for what you like. Think about your audience. Okay? Think about who your target audience is. And then what you're going to do is you're going to offer them something that they cannot get at Walmart and Target. Okay? There are a lot of products, and we can get into that. There are a lot of products that you can sell that you can make in under 15 minutes. There are a lot of products that you can sell that are for occasions only. There are a lot of products that you can sell that are going to boost your profits, okay? And then there's going to be some where you just need to cover your costs. And that's normal, okay? Retail stores work on 33%. Your goal, your job, okay? When you are selling a product, you do not want to price your handmade products so high that people will not buy your products, because then you just have them sitting there, okay? You want to price your products so that they know they are getting a handmade product, but yet at a reasonable price with good quality, and the fact that they can't find that product anywhere else. So let's think about this. This boils down to the this or that, and this is why getting bargain buys, which did a video on that too, where you can buy your things in bulk for a cheaper price, you're able to offer your customers, that product at a reasonable price. So let's think about this for a minute. And if you guys have questions, put them in there, type them in, okay? Let's think about this for a minute. Let's say, for instance, you buy a yard of fabric, okay? You buy a yard of fabric for $6, okay? And that's, at 40% off, okay? Let's just pretend the fabric was $10, okay? $9.99 a yard, okay? You buy a yard of fabric. You can make a whole lot of items from this 1 yard of fabric. The idea to think about, though, it's not just going to be that 1 yard of outside fabric. You need some lining for the fabric, for the product. You need some sort of interface for the product. And who knows, maybe you need some clasps, some latches, some hooks, maybe you need some webbing. those are all of the things that you have to think about when you are trying to figure out how to price your product. People that live in, let's say, for instance, New York, as an example, sometimes they are, how could I say, there's a demographic where some people may not like handmade products, homemade products. Okay. What people fail to realize is that these products come from all over the world anyway. It doesn't matter. They just can understand the fact that some things are made in America, even though they are made, by people in a factory in China. Okay. But, people in, let's just say, New York or California, okay, they may not like sewn items, which means that they may not want to pay the price that you want them to pay for a handmade product, because they could potentially be the kind of individuals that like only big name brands, okay? So then you have to say to yourself, what is my worth? Okay. If you got that yard of fabric at $10, and then let's say, for instance, you got that lining at $3 on sale, right? And your interface on sale for another $3. Okay. You already know that your costs right there are, is somewhere around, let's just say, for all the materials combined, like $16. But it's what you choose to make out of that, whether you make bags, handbags, zipper pouches, etc., etc. Well, when you think about pricing your product, your labor costs, okay, you can assign yourself a labor cost of, let's just say, $10 an hour. I'm going to say that because I use that in the video just because it's a round number. But so $10 an hour for your labor. Okay. Now, people that live in New York, as an example, or California, where they're known to have high salaries, okay, for particular fields, jobs, $10 an hour doesn't seem like a lot. They're like, what? $10 an hour? That's nothing. Well, let me tell you something. When you think about products, here's the breakdown for that. If you had, let's just say, a zipper pouch, okay? Hopefully, if you guys were watching my videos, you should now be able to make a zipper pouch in like 15, 20 minutes. Okay. So let's think about that $10 an hour. Okay, because we're talking about why you sew now, right? You got to think, why do I sew, and how am I going to be able to price this product so people will buy it and so that I'd make a profit, right? Okay, so that person in New York, if you have that item, let's just say you can make, let me see, 8 inches, 600, let's just say you can make 6 zipper pouches from a yard of fabric, right? So 6 zipper pouches, let's just say it costs you $1.50 to make the zipper pouch. Okay. Keep in mind, remember the Dollar Tree. We have Dollar Trees, right? So let's say it costs you that $1.50 to make a product. Okay. You're going to want to tack on $5 because, let's just say it took you half hour. Remember, we're thinking about $10 an hour, which really that's low, thinking about labor, okay? But here's the kicker. If you put on $5 for the zipper pouch, okay, and add on the cost of the supplies, like $1 and change, okay, they're already thinking to themselves, why am I going to pay like $6.50 for a zipper pouch? Okay. But you haven't even added a profit onto that yet. Stores work on 33% profit. Okay. That's 33% because they buy things in bulk. They order tons and they order from overseas. Okay. But here's the thing. You can't possibly sell a zipper pouch for more than $10. People are not going to understand that labor, the $5 labor cost, the $1.60 for supplies. You want to work at least 40% profit. Okay. In most cases, you can actually do it. If you buy your things on sale, you can buy your profit. You can buy your materials where you can actually work on 50, 60% profit. And I have videos to teach you guys how to do that. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, looking at Kelly's comment, because I'm looking to see if you guys have questions while I'm talking. Wait, I lost my train of thought looking at Kelly's. Oh, okay. So if you bought your supplies, right, you could actually price that product a little lower, because you have to think in your head, I have to try to get customers, then I have to try to keep them. And how do I do that if they can go to the store and buy a zipper pouch for, if not the Dollar Tree, they can go to Walmart or Target and buy one for $4, probably definitely cheaper than that. Target has like a $3 section. Okay. Yes, your products are going to be lined and you're going to take your time doing that awesome top stitch, but you have to make it seem attractive to them to actually want to pay you your labor costs, the profit costs, and the supplies, because you're not in Bangladesh getting paid, $1 a day. You want to make your time, and people don't understand that $10 an hour for your labor that you're creating this product, you're cutting, sewing, preparing this product. They don't see it. They don't see it. And this is why customer service is going to be so important when you go to sell your products. Because when you do go to sell your products, they're going to buy them because they love the conversations with you. They're going to buy them because they know that you put the quality into that. Okay. Etsy. People that buy on Etsy, they buy on Etsy because they respect handmade products. But you know what? Some people don't even know about Etsy. When I'm out at vending booths, sometimes they've never even heard of Etsy, because they only know that they've gone and purchased products from the neighborhood town center, shopping centers. They know they've been to TJ Maxx, they've been to Ross, they've been to Pier 1 Imports, but they haven't bought handmade products, not even thinking that these products are handmade. They're just made overseas. So, all right. So the thing to think about now is how you're going to price that product. And like I said, I have a video for that. The video is like 45 minutes long, and I walk you through on laying out the fabric. I walk you through breaking down and pricing out the supplies. I break it down where you do the math to add on that percentage of profit. Okay. So I will be able to share that video with you guys. But I need you to think about why you are looking to sew to sell. Okay, you really have to think about that. Until you actually get to know, let's say, for instance, if you're going to a vendor market, until you actually get to know the vendors that are there and maybe see the same ones over and over again, where your vendors friends are going to be your good friends. They're going to be the ones that say, hey, go over to Nikki's table because Nikki has, you would like that. Oh my gosh, you love that? Go over to her table. She has something you can use. They're going to be your referrals there. Okay. And until you build up that relationship, you have to think quality. You have to think, do I have the materials, the supply, like the sewing machine? Do I have the thread? Do I have the things that I need in order to create these products for a reasonable price? Okay. If you are offering the quality product, pricing it reasonable. And I think it's important that if you know people that sell, ask them how much they charge for their product. Because if you are in Canada, if you are in Michigan, some people pay different prices for things than, as an example, than here in Florida where I am. Okay. So you want to, either go to a few markets yourself or go on Etsy yourself, check out what the going rate for some things are so that you can try to figure out how to price your product reasonably. We all have what we think is our worth. Okay. And you have to say to yourself, am I willing to lower my price to have more customers in the long run, or to have customers buy more from me? Let me see. Okay. See, Shelley, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. That word of mouth and customer service. Word of mouth, the way that people will, share your information, the way that they will share your product is by you having excellent customer service, and that's word of mouth, that's exactly it. When you go somewhere, wear your own product, and when you wear your own product, they're going to see, oh, she's using her own things, so clearly, like, obviously it's a good product, or give them away as gifts and then, let people know you made them. Okay. There is so much fabric that you could purchase. And again, that goes along with getting to know your customers. I live in Florida, and where I live, I'm in between Walt Disney World. I'm in between NASA. I'm in between the beach. So already right there, I'm like, three types of fabric that I know that I should have on a regular basis. I should have beachy stuff, things related, to the beach, seashores, anchors. I should have some Disney stuff. That's another conversation. I should have some NASA stuff. Okay. But I know that the people that are coming to the markets that are around are going to like these things. So I want to make sure that I have products that show that. But not only that, because there's a lot of touristy stores. While I do love to have those products, I love to think of who this person is when they leave from here. Okay. And that's what you want to be able to offer them. The products that they're going to take home, that, that they're going to smile because they're like, oh man, I love horses. I love succulents. Okay. That they couldn't find anywhere else. Okay. You always want to be charging more, for your profit. I'm reading this book, and I heard about this book on a podcast, and if you want to know about it, I can tell you about it. But I'm not going to advertise the person's book in case you guys don't want to know. But the idea is that you pay yourself first, and that's why I mentioned the labor. That you make sure that you pay yourself labor costs, what you think your worth is. But then you might have to tweak it a little. Okay. Just think to yourself, you're sewing at home. You don't have the overhead operating costs that, that stores have, but you want to definitely be able to cover your supplies. And the rule of thumb, I'll tell you quickly, because that's a part that's in the video that I make. The rule of thumb is supplies times 4. And there's a reason for that, but like I said, again, that's a whole video. Find your niche. So that you can get comfortable, so that you can get faster. Okay. What do I mean by find your niche? It means if you like sewing home products, okay, for the home, then you shouldn't be selling baby products. It means if you absolutely despise sewing circles, okay, or, if you don't like doing things that take too long, okay, well, you already know if it takes too long to do after you've done like one or two, you'll have to increase you have to increase your cost because the labor took you a long time to do it. Okay, so creating something that takes you 30 minutes or more may not be your niche, whatever it is, because if you can go in the store and get it for half the price that you want to charge, you have to think to yourself, why is somebody going to pay me double for this product? Okay. You want to create things that you can make. In my rule of thumb, I love 20 minutes. I know it sounds crazy, but I promise once you start doing things, and if you do it repeatedly, like when you find your niche and when you do it repeatedly, you'll get faster. You'll learn how to line up those lines, and then you'll realize you'll make more money, you'll make more profit because your labor costs are going to cover, it's going to fall in line with your profits. Okay. I can make a zipper pouch in 10 to 15 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. Okay. So for me, when I'm selling multiple zipper pouches, those zipper pouches and the price that I sell them at, it makes up for the other products that takes me longer. Like, I absolutely despise making bowl holders. And I got to tell you, the bowl holders, my biggest seller. I can't keep them in stock. Okay. But whereas I lose money making the bowl holders, okay, I make that money up by doing the zipper pouches. Okay. So I do the bowl holders because I know people love them, and people, because of my customer service, they're not going to come to my booth and buy only the bowl holder. They're going to purchase more. Okay. In the video that I created, I talked to you about upselling products. Okay. And when I tell you to find your niche, that's important, because when you find your niche, you become the master of the product, and you can upsell products to your customers. They'll leave your space not even knowing that they wanted certain things. But the idea is that because you offer great customer service, and you have these other products that they could use in a fabric that they actually like, they'll buy them. I urge you to have products that you can sell that are at the $5 range. Trust me, it is possible. Okay, trust me. And like I said, some of those things you may take a loss on, but you're going to gain that money in all the other products. Okay? Think about this. If you took a yard of fabric, right? Let's say the coin purses. Okay? Coin purses. Okay, so bowl holders, coin purses. Coin purses are a really big sell for me as well. If you make 20 coin purses from a yard of fabric, I know offhand that it costs me about 57 cents to make a coin purse. Okay? 57 cents. I know that if I sell it for $5, guess what? I put in labor costs there, and I have sold that product at like 60% profit. Okay? Not only that, but my customer walked away with like 6 of them because they want to get their daughter, their mom, they want to get their aunt, they want to get their best friends. okay, and so forth and so forth, okay, for a $5 product. But guess what? $5 doesn't seem like a lot, but it only costs you 57 cents and 10 minutes to make. And you've made a whole lot of profit, okay? So you made them feel good, and, those small items gave you a lot of profit, okay? So find your niche. And when you find your niche, I urge you to think about products that you can sell on the low end. Okay, you always want to have a high end product in your store, in your store or at your booth, always, because you need to give people a reason to appreciate the things that are a lower cost. I know it sounds crazy. I know. But when you have that high priced item, then what happens is that they're willing to spend that money on the lower cost things because they want to have the same fabric. They want to be able to be fashionable and have, the accessories that match that high priced item, and it's an add-on. It's an upsell for you. That same fabric, if they buy your bag, well, sell them a sunglasses case, sell them a coin purse, sell them a zipper pouch. Okay? That's what you want to do. You want to sell them more products in the same fabric because they love it, and because you know that those lower items that you priced, you're making more profit on. Okay? So if you don't know how to do the math for that, meaning figuring out your profit, if you don't know how to figure out your labor, you have to watch the video because I break it down for you. There's a lot of math in that video. Okay. So you got to watch it when you have time, not if you have children running around, because you're going to be like, oh my God, numbers. Okay. So yeah. Don't buy fabric at full price. Don't buy it without a coupon. Tell me, just tell me what some of the stores are where you guys buy your fabric. I'm going to wait for you to respond. I'm ahead of you. If you guys have questions, make sure you're putting them down because, I know that, I know you're new to, well, some of you are new to sewing, and some of you have, goals to sell products, but I can only help you if you ask. And so, let's see. Okay. All right. So, Fabric Land, never heard of that. Joann's Hobby Lobby. Okay. All right. I like. Oh, how about my phone? My thing never updated, so I didn't see the earlier comments. Well, that's mean. Okay. So, some of you have put ooh, an Amish place. Yes, they're cheaper. Oh my God, I load up when I'm like in Virginia. Oof, yes. So, I'm sorry guys, I'm reading comments. Okay, I am familiar with Hobby Lobby and Joann's. All right, so for those of you that have shopped at Hobby Lobby and Joann's, do me a favor. If you have just started Fabric Land, if you have just started sewing, and if you do not know about the way Joann's and Hobby Lobby sales work, do me a favor, put a 1. If you do not know about the way their fabric sales work, put a 1. fabric store in Norfolk. Renee. Hi, Renee. You joined us after. And so, okay. 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 So, here are my thoughts on Hobby Lobby and Joann's. Okay. 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 So Jennifer and Renee won. Okay. And Renita. Okay. Here are my thoughts on Joann's and Hobby Lobby, since some of you don't know. Before the pandemic, okay, rule of thumb, never, ever, ever pay full price for any fabric. Ever. I don't care if you're making it for yourself or if you're making it for profit. Okay? Okay, so before the pandemic, the way that it worked with fabrics at Hobby Lobby, okay, they would have every other week where fabric was 40% off. Okay. Now, I see, Renee, you're saying you're using coupons. Good. Now, here's the thing. Hobby Lobby used to have every other week 40% off of their fabrics. Each bolt, you didn't need to use a coupon. You could just go in and as many bolts as you wanted to get some fabric cut. It was 40% off. Now, since the pandemic started, unfortunately, well, actually, I should say, since the pandemic has been ongoing, Hobby Lobby has learned that they could get the most of their money because people were buying machines and people wanted fabric. So they stopped their every other week sales of 40% off. And that's mean, that's cruel. I understand they want to get the most of their money, but okay, that's not good for us, the consumer, okay, especially if you have a sewing business. So what's happened is that they made it where now you're only allowed to use one coupon. That's always been their rule of thumb, their rule, one coupon for a product. But that's kind of cruel, okay? Because if I go in and if I want to purchase, 5 different types of fabric, why can I only use one coupon? That's mean, okay? And so the problem with that is that you either then have to go to the store every day, okay, to use a 40% off coupon every single day, which who's going to do that? Unless you're living across the street from Hobby Lobby, because now you've wasted so much time. You've wasted so much time on gas and you've wasted so much time, out of your day. That's labor costs, right? That you don't want to do that. Okay. So my thing with Hobby Lobby, okay, is that I won't buy fabric there until the prices go back to normal, the 40% off, because then you can go in and you can buy all your fabric for 40% off. Okay. If I need something really bad, I'll just go in. Okay, I'll get that one item, but I haven't been to buy fabric in Hobby Lobby since the pandemic. I'm waiting for them to get their act together, and give us back the 40%. Now, Joann's. Okay. Oh, well, here's the other thing too. I will say, where they both have different fabrics, I will say this: Hobby Lobby's quality of their fabric is better than Joann's and Walmart's. Okay. That I will say, but to pay full price, no. Nope. Because you're going to lose out money and your profits are going to go this tiny, this small. It's not worth it to buy it full price. Let's talk about Joann's. One of the things I love about Joann's accepts competitor coupons. So for those of you who are new to sewing, okay, Joann's will accept, if you went into Joann's and if, let's say for instance, you had 3 bolts of fabric that you wanted to purchase, okay, meaning let's just say 1 or 2 yards of each, okay. let's just go for the 1 because we're using easy numbers right now. If Joann's only had a 25% off coupon and a 50% off coupon, well, that's 2 different types of fabric, right? Joann's will allow you to show them, so you get your phone out and you show them a Hobby Lobby coupon, the 40% off. And they will allow you to use that. They accept competitors' coupons, which is great because you're going to get the 3 fabrics that you want and need. You're going to get them, by using the coupon price. Joann's puts their interface on sale a lot. I love it. I love it. I love it. And when you purchase from Joann's, as an example, when you purchase any bolt, if you find a favorite fabric that's working for you, okay, and if you get it, let's say the quilter's cotton when it's $5.99 a yard, and if you get it when it's 40% off, do the math. But for this purpose, we're just going to round it up to 50% off. That's $3 a yard. $3 a yard, right? Now, besides that $3 a yard, Joann's has coupons that they let you use on sale-priced items. If you do not have the app, install the app on your phone, okay? Because another 25% off of that $3 a yard, well, guess what? That's another 25%. That's a quarter of a whole. Okay? So, what does that mean? That means the more you're making out of that yard of fabric, that's more profit for you. Okay? Now, imagine everything that I make, I use Interface for. I buy Interface by the bolt. They take off another percentage, another like 10% off, and it may not seem like a lot, but when you're paying, $70 for a bolt, first of all, like let's say for instance, the Pellon 809. Okay. When you are buying it by the bolt, okay, that's like $60. Okay. But here's the trick too. If I want the bolt, and I have learned, this is what I've learned. Hobby Lobby sells their Insulbright, okay? I never want to put this on YouTube because then they'll raise their price. Hobby Lobby sells their interface, okay, for $3.99 a yard. Their Insulbright. Joann's sells their Insulbright for $7.99 a yard. So, do the math, guys. You got to know what you get from one store and what you get at another store, okay, in order to figure out your best discounts and then utilize the coupons. If you're buying a bolt, okay, of that material that you use all the time and you can use a coupon on, well, it's much better for you just to get the whole bolt and get the percentage off than to buy little pieces of yard by yard by yard. Unless, of course, you don't have the money, but you got to think, what is more cost effective? How do I get the most out of my money, to give me the most profit? And it may mean you buying that big bolt of something, okay? Case in point. This thing. Okay. All right. I'm not going to tell you guys. Well, I will tell you. I wasn't ready to use it yet. But you know what? I bought it. I bought it because it's Wrap and Zap. I bought Wrap and Zap on the bolt because it was 70% off. Do you know what that is? 70%? And the profit that I will make? So you have to think, where am I going to make the most of my money? Anne-Marie, I use Pellon 809. The Pellon, okay. I use Pellon 809, the Peltex Pellon. And the reason for that is because I see, Shelly, you said it's already on sale. But Shelly, Joann's lets you use their 25% off coupons. If you, when you read it, if you have it on the app, you can use it for things that are on sale. It says on sale items, but you cannot use it on clearance or doorbusters. So, but yeah, I was in there today. Okay. Going back to Anne-Marie. So you're asking about which interface I use. Oh, so the interface that I use, Hobby Lobby sells for $4.99. Well, guess what? Joanne sells it for $3.99. Where am I going to go? You know where I'm going to go, right? Because I'm thinking profit. I'm thinking that I can use my coupon there. And even if that Pellon was not on sale, right? The one that I know is cheaper at Joann's because they sell it for $3.99. Even if it's not on sale, and if Joann's does not have a coupon for that week, right? I'm going to get it at the regular price. I'm going to get a lot of it, and then I'm going to use the Hobby Lobby coupon. So it's on sale. Well, not on sale, meaning it's full price, but I'm getting it 50% off. So when it breaks down, I'm telling you, it works out to be where you're spending like 10 cents for interface. I saw that you guys, oh, okay, so Fabricland, you guys are looking at, Kelly. I'm going to heart that. I love that. Okay, there's so much more. There's so much to learn in a video, I'm telling you. But Anne-Marie, you only have one fabric store in town. Anne-Marie, let the internet be your best friend. Or, you know, what I'm thinking about doing, I'm thinking about putting maybe like the 5 top products that I use, the 5 top supplies or things that I use. I'm thinking about, I could sell them to you guys for a discount, just over what I pay for them, but you guys pay for the shipping. So I wouldn't mind doing that, but let me say something. I get my stuff like 80% off because I don't pay. I'm like, no, I'm not paying full price, especially if you're making for profit, which is why I said I can't put that video onto YouTube because some of my customers, they watch my YouTube and I can't put that information on there. Okay. So Anne-Marie says, do your sales, do you give a little gift? What is the best thing to give? Okay. So, here's the thing. I love some of my customers. And actually, it's funny because one of my customers, she's actually, that has purchased things from me, she's actually in my group now. Because she wanted to learn how to sew. And then I started teaching, her daughter, she would come to booth and her daughter was 13 and wanted to learn how to sew. Here's the thing. When you have customers that you like, okay, and remember I was talking about upselling, okay, when you think about upselling, okay, you want to have those products that took you only 15 minutes to make, right? Because to keep your customers, you want to give them one of those products for free as a gift. So yes, Anne-Marie, give them a gift. Give them a gift that it took you 15 minutes to make and something that, you didn't use a lot of supplies for. Perfect example of that. I wait and I see what people are buying. I wait until they're done. And then when I'm adding up their stuff, I'm like, oh, you know what? You like this fabric? You like this print? you know what? You could probably use this too. And then I toss in whether it's a chapstick holder, or that, that coin purse. But I make a lot of other products that I haven't even put videos onto YouTube for. So I'll put a lot of, I'll have separate things, because in their eyes, they're getting something free. And for you, it's you retaining them because you gave them something free. It only took you a little bit of your time, but guess what? It made them come back to you as a customer. They're going to remember how you made them feel. Let me tell you something. People may not remember your name. Well, they remember my name, but people may not remember you all the time, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Okay. And because of that, like I said, they'll come back to you. Because of Tom, you'll be on the top of mind. Okay. So yeah, give your customers free stuff. Okay. Even if you start to sell online, give them tiny things. Give them a lanyard. Okay. Lanyards you can make from your scrap, from your salvages. Okay. And, give them from your salvages, like making a lanyard or something, the end of fabric that you weren't going to use. They'll be happy. They got a free lanyard or a keychain. Okay. All their good prices. Okay. Okay. Susie. Yes, there are. What I'll do is I'll give you guys a link. Okay. And I'll give you a link to them. If you tell me some of the things that you would like, I can give you links for them. I'm all about helping people. I'm all about, you know what, as a matter of fact, Susie, I'm going to link for certain supplies underneath the video that I have done. Okay. I'm going to link it so that you can click onto it from the video. And honestly, I'm only going to give it to the people that were actually on here. Okay. That watch this video, because everybody else doesn't need to see it for these supplies. Because if they cared, they would have been on here, right? Susie, Anne-Marie. Okay. I'm making myself a note to put the links for you guys. Okay, so Kelly, I am going to put the video. What I'll do is, because it's like a session of videos, I'm going to put the link, and you'll be able to get the link. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm going to put it on my blog. Okay. Give me a little bit of time, and then you guys can go onto the blog. It's already done, so I'll put it up today, and grab it from my blog. But don't share it with other people, because if people really wanted to know the information, they will be watching this video. So my rule of thumb is you have to let people help themselves first before you help them. You guys did the first step. You showed up for this video. Okay. So, I'll link it, and then you guys can watch the first video. And then, of course, as always, you can message me when you have questions. Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie. Okay. I will let you know, Anne-Marie, what, about the lanyard. Okay, so tell me what other questions you have. Any other questions? I need fabric material in blue. I'm a frontline worker returning back to work. What kind of blue fabric material? Are you talking about, like cotton material to make like scrubs? Like what kind of fabric material? Del Flores, I'm talking to you. So what kind of material are you looking for? Because you can go on to Joann's website and their app. Even if you don't have a Joann's near you, you can go on and you can buy it and they can ship it to you. I know I was at Joann's today. I did not need to go fabric shopping, I'll tell you that much. But I went in and my goodness, yeah. Nikki, I want to incorporate Renee. Oh, Renee, yes. My crafting, oof, my Cricut with my sewing. I will discuss that. I do that all the time. As I incorporate my Cricut, with my sewing. Not so much as for the patterns because I can cut faster than the Cricut can, and I cut multiples at one time. But I might put like iron on, onto fabric, or I use the HTV on and, personalize a product, with either a name or, a design on top of it. I was sewing canvas bags and putting, I got into this whole, we're going to talk about upselling and different products. We're going to talk about that in the videos. I don't want to get into it right now, but I hear you, Renee. I'm with you. So I'm already there. I do it. We'll talk about that. Anne-Marie, I will post the blog, or I'll post the blog in the info part here, on the page here. But if you've ever watched the videos, right underneath the YouTube videos, the link is there, for Sewn by Nikki blog. But you got to give me time. I'll link the video on there when we're done with this live. But yeah, you can always see the blog link by going on, scrolling through the descriptions. Okay. Anne-Marie. Oh, I see, to Canada. Yeah, you probably, because that's international. But, oh, you can do it, though. You can do it. So, I don't know how much do they charge you for customs? Because you got to think about that as well. But you have Fabricland where all of your materials are like 50% off, right? And your notions. See, Hobby Lobby does every other week. They used to have the fabric 40% off, and then they had the notions 40% off. 50% off. So it was like a flip-flop, which was great because just when you get ready to run out of thread, then you get your fabric one week, and then the next week you load up on the thread for 50%. But I don't even get my thread there anymore. So I have places much cheaper than that. The thread is, when it's 50% off, you get it for $129. I buy my thread for like 40 cents. I'm thinking of getting a Cricut because I can't get... Oh, Anne-Marie, don't get a Cricut for that purpose. I'm telling you. So, you don't need one because you can't cut straight. Get yourself one of these. Kelly. Get one of these. Okay. Get one of these and get yourself a mat. Okay. So the green mat, and all you do is line this up on the mat and cut. This will be your new best friend. Okay. I'm telling you, the rotary cutter, the ruler, and the green mat. Okay. Yeah, seriously. Kelly. I'll hook y'all up. Let me tell you, like I said, I do it for profit, but I'm smart. And let me tell you something, I'm willing to share everything that I've learned all this time that no one taught me. Jenny says she works full time. How do you incorporate enough time and energy? Jenny, if I told you what I do, okay, you can do it. I believe where there's a will, there's a way. I know it sounds crazy. Because, I've also been married for 22 years. But, I write curriculum, teach middle schoolers. I sew. I have a separate Cricut business besides my sewing, and then I'm doing YouTube channels. I think that if you find one day, if you find one day that you can sew, okay, just one, it will relax you from working full time, but also it's therapeutic and you'll be able to make money. So I don't know, instead of watching the TV, because let me tell you something, I had to turn off Netflix. I had to turn it off, seriously. I binge watch, but I turn it off. I just make time for it. My husband goes golfing and I'm like, oh, I can put in an hour of sewing. But then again, my kids are big. I have a 24-year-old, a 21-year-old, and my 14-year-old, and they all, they don't need me. So I have a little bit more time in between, when I'm not writing curriculum or, working on my other business and stuff. You can do it. You can do it. Even if you cut all of your fabric one day, right? And then you sew the next day. So you cut one day, take an hour to cut, and cut the same thing. Like coin purses, cut 10. Go for the magic number. Start off at 5 and then go for 10. Okay. Cut 5 patterns for coin purses. And then if you can't sew them that same day, sew them the next day. If you pre-cut all of your fabrics, okay, it makes the process faster because you're not stopping to cut and then you're not sewing. Okay. So, so yeah, pre-cut and then, have like an assembly line. Okay. And then, it will allow you to go through the process faster. Okay. But yeah. And then, only, put yourself to sew for one day. You don't want to burn yourself out if it's something that you do for fun, because then you won't like it anymore. So, all right. So that's a good way to do it, to in between working full time, cut cut 5 of something. And then when you get faster, then cut out like 10 of that thing. Okay. You should aim, if you're going to start doing markets, you should aim for 10 products and 10 of those products. Okay. So 10 different things, 10 products and 10 of those products. Okay. And then that's when you go and you pay attention to your customers. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, though, Flores. Yeah, I put up like 2 different videos for masks, for different types of masks. So, all right. This has been quite interesting. Okay, so let's wrap this up. And like I said, I'm going to put the video. You can go and check it out, but watch it when you have time to watch it. Don't watch it when you are going to speed through it, because there's a lot of information in it. Okay. Think about how you can sell more. Think about being unique. Think about being creative so that you can sell more. Think about the fact that you can charge more. When you charge more for your products, you can make more profit, but you can only charge more if you're buying your supplies lower, and if you are given that awesome customer service. Okay. So let's see, I'm thinking if I got everybody's questions. Let's see. Okay. I hope I got everybody's questions, because I didn't realize that my other screen had froze. So if I didn't get your questions, tell me now before we wrap up. And so, oh, you're welcome, Shelly. Because like I said, there's a lot of information. Your goal, I'm just writing something down here so I remember, your goal is you want to beat out your competition, and you can only do that with, besides the excellent customer service, you can only do that if you are creating unique products and getting them at discounts so that you're able to give a little more, because then you don't mind. So, oh, thanks, Kelly. Yes, Anne Marie. Yeah, you message me anyway. I don't mind. Um, all right. So, all right, guys. So, you can head over, give me 10 minutes, and then you can head over to the blog to get the video. And after you watch the video, then send me a message if you have questions. Okay? Because I break everything down in the video. I write on my board, so you can see all the numbers laid out, that sort of thing. Okay? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Renee. Yeah, so, okay, I'm going to end this. All right. But like I said, give me a few minutes and I'm going to link the video for you. Okay. So if you need the blog, my blog is, let me see, hold on. Let me just put the blog here now. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see. I'm going to put the link in here. Oh, okay. I'm going to put the link. So, and then you guys can grab this. And then when you grab it, just like I said, give me a few minutes. Okay. And then I will have the video up there. All right. I'm copying right now, copying and pasting. Let's see. Okay. Oh, thank you, Renee. Okay, so let me know if you see it. You should. You should have. There's the link. Okay. All right, so I'll get it up there now. And then you guys will be able to grab it. But like I said, okay. Don't share it because you guys sat and came for the information, and it's not going to be on my YouTube channel, okay? But yeah, it's for other people to do the work and get their information, okay? So all right, guys, so I'm gonna end this, and message me if you have questions, once you're all done. Okay? All right. Bye.